So I'm Sangeeta Prasad. The company is Amaltas Apparel and Accessories Private Limited. Amaltas is the base company. We started around 29 years ago as an export buying agency. We worked with multinational brands like Billabong, Roxy, Quicksilver, which are buying in various countries. So we dealt with these brands in various countries. We got really good at sourcing. We decided to launch a brand. We thought we'll build an asset. So from a zero debt company in 2015, we're up to here in debt because when you want to grow something, you have to, invest in it. So that's where we are today. The brand's doing really well, so I'm not unhappy. I have to give you one tiny yesterday after hearing trends and all that and the questions, we actually threatened one of our very large customers with MSME yesterday, and today we got the data. It miraculously got found. So thanks, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We're able to see some action already.
Get more teeth.
Sumedha.
Hi everyone. I think the last few days have been quite a cumbersome for us, and I'm sure many of us are feeling that finally we all have seen some and hearing more entrepreneurs who are in the same boat like us. So I'm basically have my own sportswear brand called Break Free, which is into a women premium sportswear, which helps solving the women fitness issues. And yeah, we are now 4 years, going to be 4 years next year in April to 2021, and we are going through the like in 2007 they said subprime crisis. Now we are saying we are going through the Corona crisis, and yeah, the business is pretty picking up. However, the financial lines have been exhausted. We are looking for money, and otherwise the brand is doing well. We have expansion and growing plans, and I hope something comes out. Just like Sanjita, I also tried applying again went to the fintech companies and applied loan again, even though I was rejected by them, hoping that this time they'll accept me. But however, it was like beating around the bush. So let's hope things change in future. But I don't see anyone like people like us who are without collaterals. Any positive seen in coming few months. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Sumedha. Can we have you up next?
Hi. So I'm the founder of Kosha. We are an eco-conscious winter wear brand. This category had not seen any innovation, right from lightweight jackets that don't compromise on the warmth, thermals that don't itch. So that's exactly what we have done. Our clothing has been tested, in the highest altitudes and worn by the Indian Air Force.
Thank you. Thank you. You also mentioned the face of India, what you want to. So, yeah. Sudhakar?
Hi, Madan. We are into cold chain and logistics. I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2013. Prior to that, I was in corporate life, working for Nortel Savayas of the world. We are into last mile deliveries. We are into cold storages. Also, we are into the transportations, primary transportations. The company which we started in 2019, the Snowtree Technologies, which is founded by me and another partner. It's predominantly designed to address the last mile deliveries in smaller volumes, and the product is designed to operate in any temperatures up to 50 degrees plus outside temperature, so that we can maintain up to -20 inside the box. So we have done a lot of effort on R&D, and we are about to launch the product. I think the timing was, I think the product was waiting for COVID, I think. So we are just doing those testings now, and then we will be launching it shortly. Thank you.
Madan. We are into slow fashion. We river and Mohi, earth in Assamese language. So we work with rural household artisans of Assam and from rural Assam, and we work from their home. So that's what we do. So that's an introduction bit from my end.
Hi, Madan. Not sure if you're all able to hear me. Network lag again. So I'm the founder of Luvia Bakery, social enterprise, and the bakery is a facade actually. What we're doing is just training unskilled people, taking on unemployed youth in the area and training them to become bakers, delivery boys. Basically, we're working on their social skills and their life skills. That's what we've been doing for 10 years, since 2009. Fairly successful in my mind, but not to a bank for sure. Not worthy enough to get a loan. Not yet.
Yeah. Very soon.
Right.
Okay, so we will get them in when they join in. So let's get to the conversation that we want. Most of us have had conversations. We've had a very active WhatsApp group where each of you were discussing issues, solutions, etc. So if you were to reflect and yes, Sajita, let's start.
One main quick takeaway I had was that even among the panelists who came, who seemed to be pretty well connected, the banker was there, the government was there, there didn't seem to be any particular solution that they had. There were some things in the air, like trades is a good idea, but people don't use it. There is, the fintech companies are there, but like Durga, I think, had mentioned that people are trying to give them their homes, but they're not willing to use that as collateral. Murthy had mentioned that he went with the profitable book and they didn't give her saying, I need more. So we understand that the risk appetite is a problem. And I think I did put a note to this in the morning. The only thing that I think will work is that if the government stands behind, see, why I'm saying it, because during COVID, they were very happy to give us cheaper loans. They backed it up, right? It was guaranteed by the government. So why can't the MSME ministry do the same thing? Have a screening thing. No one is saying that you start handing out money to everybody in the ecosystem, but surely that if a Yukti goes in front of you and she's showing that she did nothing, she built it from zero to here and she's making money, and this is her order book, and this is how people are ready to buy from her. Or if a Durga goes and says, I have made such a big impact, why can't you fund me so that this also helps the country? Shouldn't the government get in and back these loans so the risk is not with the banks? Another place where this question comes from, and which really gets my goat, is if the government stands in Supreme Court and says that the banks will get wiped out if they waive off the loan, where is the question of asking professional or profit-run institutions to shoulder that? I mean, why should it be? So I think that the pressure, if we are able to, Game is strong and Adda is getting strong, if we're able to make a group that is strong enough to be heard, then this is what we need to tell them: stop playing around. We are giving the jobs, we are using our money, we are up to our eyeballs in debt, and we are still going on because we don't want to let the vendors down. And most of us are in this panel are exemplary people who've paid back till now, and they are in trouble now. Get up, no? If we can do that, then I think that we have achieved something, and the direction is positive.
Got it. So basically, yeah.
No, we heard directional, yeah. We heard ideas which were very good, but they'll take time. Nothing will happen in a day. And I saw carrots, I didn't see any sticks. Let's have a balance. It won't work otherwise. Expecting people not to take advantage of vendors, come on. It's not going to happen.
I'll go next, Madan.
Sudhakar.
Yeah. So I think there is a lot of learning for me last few days attending few sessions. Interesting. I made note of some of these things, especially from threads. Really surprised to see that almost 250 crores of money has been earmarked covering factoring companies by the National Credit Guarantee Trust, but it is not utilized for last 5 years. So that is something which is really, disheartening, knowing that we are going so good on threads, right? And second thing is interesting concept of trade credit insurance on the platform to be introducing, which actually helps a lot of factoring companies to come on board and helping the organizations, especially for bill discounting. And